Before we start this video, just a little disclaimer, I do have Tourette's, so please excuse any bad language throughout this episode. He's tested, yeah. Not like I don't trust you.
Right, come on, go down. Greato.
Well, welcome back. My name's Jim.
I'm Lou.
And we are Fields and Flocks. Coming up in today's episode. That's good timing. I said coming up as the cat jumped up.
Hasn't, unfortunately, made it.
But today is mine and Lou's 18-year anniversary. Excuse the hat, guys, because my hair gets wet. It takes forever to dry.
It's a really nice one.
Who'd have thought my terrible car crash would have led to such an amazing...
No, I don't want you up here. No.
Today, the 6th of November, when you're watching this video, not when we're filming this, but today is mine and Lou's 18-year anniversary. We're both 36, so it's now half a life sentence. But yeah, I thought I'd start off with that because it's something that it's a bit crazy, isn't it? 18 years.
18 years. Yeah. When you're only 36, I mean that's the thing. It's because we're 36. It's like shit. It's 18 years
now
already.
been half our life.
Yeah.
So from here on out, we'd been together for over half our life, which is a pretty crazy thing. So, but today in the first part of this episode is bees. Lou does her end of year harvest.
Well,
not harvest.
Not
What
harvest.
would you call it? Inspection. Your end of year prep.
yeah.
I'm just about to do my final check of the bees for the year and give them a little bit of fondant to help them keep going through the winter. We suspect the hive that we had to have a queen put into because the queen got killed potentially hasn't made it, because we've not seen any activity outside the hive, and the other hive has had loads of activity, especially that kind of week or two of really nice weather we had at the end of summer, sort of through, well, must have been autumn time, yeah, early autumn. It was absolutely thriving. They were bringing back loads of pollen and there was nothing from the other hive, so we'll have a look and see how we get on. So that's the hive inspection done. I've come in the workshop because the camera went out of battery. But unfortunately, yeah, the hive that we thought hadn't made it hasn't unfortunately made it. I think the queen potentially wasn't laying because there was no evidence of any eggs, any brood. There was just bees kind of in, what are they called? In the little comb sections. Sort of head first, but there was no evidence of any sort of larva or anything, so I'm taking the assumption that she never started laying. The other hive, on the other hand, is thriving. They're really full, really busy. There's still quite a few coming in and out collecting pollen, so we're certainly going into this winter, when you compare it to last, with a much stronger hive, which is reassuring. And because we've had the two hives and we're now back down to one, I'll clean up all the equipment, and then as soon as the weather starts to warm and spring comes around, I could start with this existing hive packing on lots of supers, because I think they're probably going to get busy quickly next year. So yeah, so it's sad we've lost the one, but at least the one remaining is actually really, really healthy and looks really good. So I've just given them some fondant, you'll see from the videos, and I've put the insulation in the top just to help keep them warm and control, I believe it controls the condensation as well. And I've also put the bottom board in just to help with the wind. So yeah, they are set for overwinter. All I'll do now is just intermittently check the fondant just to see how quickly they're getting through it. And once they've got through most of it, I'll replenish it with a clean pot. So yeah, they're all kind of hunkered down for the winter now. And we'll wait till next year. Hopefully, I'm really hoping next year we'll be able to split the hive we've got, create a new one, if not a couple of new ones. And then we'll go into next year with 2, if not 3 hives, hopefully, because you learn so much in 1 year. Every time you do something, you learn from it. And yeah, I'm hoping next year I'm going to be more confident in making splits and getting on top of when to do the splits sooner. Yeah, it's just a constant learning curve, and it's not difficult, but I don't know, I struggle being around the bees a little bit. I wouldn't say I'm completely at peace with them around me. I do struggle a bit. Today was fine because they weren't really out too much, but it's in the height of the season when you need to make splits and stuff. I do find I have to control myself, so I'm always a little bit sort of telling myself to keep calm all the time. But I'll get there, I'm sure. I've been better this year than I was last year, so fingers crossed I'll be even better in the years to come.
Can you just check my phone for what's next?
Having a little cooch there, are you?
Having a little cooch.
Like a bloody baby. So we've had all of the tulips arrive ready for planting, and I think it's a little bit nerve-wracking because there's so many and it's been such an investment this year.
It was so stressful getting them here, guys. So like, a bit of a tangent, but we ordered from a company called Bulbley, and they're a company from Holland. We're not sponsored, this is not sponsored or anything like that, but we went to order and we went to pay on our card, and it just didn't go through. It just refreshed the page. We've done that a couple of times, and I emailed them and they basically said try PayPal. So then the next day we tried PayPal, but PayPal wouldn't go through. But the only option on PayPal that would go through was like an e-check. So we pay this e-check after back and forth with them on how we could pay, and it doesn't clear for like 14 days. And so in that time, my money's gone, they've not got it, and there was a lot of back and forth. And they were fine, you know, they were very helpful, but it was stressful because we felt the time pressure because we were planting them, you know, now before the frosts come. And
well, we wanted to have them in really by now, didn't we? And we had a bit of nice weather.
Yeah.
And now they've come. It's been delayed. The weather's awful, so we've got like a day or two out in the rain all day, haven't we?
Yeah.
Planting bloody tulips, but it's and it's just the.
But it's all come good. We've got them all.
Yeah.
We've inspected them all. They sent them all. They were a good price. We got 10% off.
They look really nice.
They look really nice, and hopefully it will be good. As many of you that are following the journey will know, and some of you that have just started to know, our plan this year to get into the minds of people who potentially buy flowers is we've bought these tulips to grow and give away, more or less. So we're going to be trying to trialing what's it called, logistics, posting tulips. We're going to be trialing
and to see things if there's any particular like varieties that really sell well or that people really love, that are one that's worth sort of.
Also, like, because we're an unknown flower farm, we want to go and drop off to the florists some beautiful bouquets for free, all the local ones, so they can be like, oh, okay, and kind of get an introduction. We're not asking anything for them, just for them to like the thingy. But I'm rambling now, but I've got a point to make. So if you're interested in getting one of our subscriptions for free, we're actually going to be holding a giveaway. 20 of our viewers across our social medias here, Facebook and TikTok, and all the links to the other ones are down below, so give us a follow on them if you're not following already. But anybody basically who's interested and types the words "I'm interested" in the comments below. You can leave a comment after that. You don't have to just put "I'm interested," but they're the words I'm looking for. Your name will then go onto our spreadsheet and you will have a chance of winning one of 20 subscriptions we're going to give away next year. Now, this is completely free for you guys. We're going to take it on, and again, it's another marketing tool. Me and Lou are amateurs at the flower garden. We don't know what flowers send well in the post. We don't even really know what ones keep really well in vases. We've done some of our experiments this year, but we're growing so many different varieties and types this year that we need help. And so we thought we could do a fun giveaway where all we'd ask for you in return is to fill out a form we send, probably by a QR code to a Google form, and fill out the state of the flowers when they arrive to you, how long they lasted in the vials, your overall impression, and how much you'd be willing to pay. That sort of thing. So we get some invaluable feedback from you guys. You guys get some free flowers. So if that's something you would be interested in, please let us know in the comments. Say "I'm interested." And without further ado, let's get into this part. Another absolutely glorious day here. It's supposed to get an inch of rain today, and it's not stopped for a couple of days, so our little pond or water runoff we dug is fairly full, but today is tulip planting day, so the wind's probably awful. I'm not going to talk for too long, but yeah, my plan is to dig some trenches about 6 inches deep, and we'll be able to get some tulips on them. I'm wet and cold, but first trench, or let me switch the view round. First trench is dug. Let's see how deep we got it. About 6. It's dug down there. Now we're going to see how many tulips we can get in along this bit. We're then going to dig another trench this side, but we'll work one trench at a time and put the next lot in there. And then we're going to put some tulips on another bed. The hope being, if we spread them out a bit, they should be done at different times. Yeah, I'm going to go in now, have a cup of tea, try and get a bit drier, which won't be hard, just taking off some of these clothes. And then this afternoon we will start planting the tulips. I mean, it's more or less the afternoon now, but we're having a coffee and a bit of maybe a bacon sandwich or something. Whee! Lovely having our own bacon though, cool. We're going to do 3 pigs next year, guys, because we ain't got enough bacon to last us the year, so you gotta woo! Roll on summer. We're done for this bed now, and we're going to plant the others on another bed. It's actually we've done for it's not took up as much space as we thought it would, but we've got to get these covered now before it gets waterlogged, and then start with the next. Still, oh my god! I didn't even notice that was there. Look, I've scratched my face. Hey, war pain. Right, just finished planting the last of the tulips. Lou's nearly covered that side. I'm going to call that a good job. Soaked through. Look at the beard. Hey, look at the face. You fucking I will be looking forward to my warm bath. I'm telling you that now. Hey.
This week I've also spent a lot of time planting some seedlings, again relating to the flower farm. These are all the autumn sown seedlings that will grow a little bit and then store over winter.
You was potting on, was you?
Yeah.
So it is a wee bit windy and rainy outside today, so I am taking the opportunity to plant out my snapdragons for the cut flower garden. I feel I say this all the time, but it's much later than planned. I feel I'm a bit late getting them out, but they've grown really nicely in the seed tray, so I'm just going to pot them on. I've got them, I'm going to have them in here with my Achillea. My Achillea, which I potted on previously, are doing really well. Fingers crossed that I'll continue to do so. So yeah, I've bought thousands and thousands of 9cm pots, so I've got plenty to be getting from me. You can see that there. That's a really nice one. Cherry Rose, this one. It seems to have, out of the whole row, this is the one that has done the best, but they're all, ultimately, they're all from the Potomac range. which are meant to be good for cut flowers, so fingers crossed.
A few exciting upgrades we've been doing as it goes. So we got a fantastic deal on compost. Am I busy at the moment or what, guys? 2 brand new beds going in. These will be veg because we've just not got enough space to grow all our own food. So this huge bed here is going to be for potatoes alone. It's crazy. Once you boil down what you actually need for one person for a year, it's surprising how much it is. Like, yeah, we'll be doubling the growing space. We finally finished the 2 beds. 12.5 tons of compost here. And we've also been finished around in the flower garden. So I'll show you that as well. We got beds, but that's it. We're done now making beds for at least a year. And I'm feeling pretty relieved about that. It's been a hard graft. Here are the other new beds. So they come up here. We're going to build some more there, which is covered. But next year now, we're done for this year. That little space there will have some as well. But we got these with loose. Green manure doing well. Ranunculus, I don't know. Can't remember. Facelia, that's it. I did remember. Then we've got clover on the paths doing well. Yeah, looking good. So it was £10 a tonne, could you believe it? Like, we had to make those extra beds. We were planning on putting those beds in next year, but we thought we just had to go with it, didn't we?
Well, they said, I think when we contacted them, they said, oh, you know, you can get it £10 a tonne, at which point we were like, do we need more compost? Which is like, yes, we need more compost.
Yeah.
Get it while you can. But it was such a good deal, wasn't it? It's
was it 27 tonnes we got in here?
I don't know.
27.5 tonnes maybe?
Was each lorry load is 2.5, isn't it?
Oh, we got a lot. But we
Yeah.
made 2 new beds here. We finished the flower garden. All in all, it was pretty good, weren't it?
It's been good because we had a couple of extra pair of hands, which really made all the difference, didn't it?
Yeah.
So we've finally got all the beds in the flower farm. So
I had such a delayed reaction then. I was like, we need a couple pair of hands. Yeah, our neighbours come and help them out. And that was invaluable, yeah.
So we had a day, didn't we? We've had a few delivered previously, but we had a day where the bulk was delivered. So we were trying to make the beds, we had help in the flower garden, and then by the end of it, it was just, yeah, it's amazing how a couple of extra pair of hands really makes a difference, and you feel like you really achieve something in the day, don't you? Because it's just...
No, I'll definitely
It makes the world of difference, especially, the physical help, because I'd be slow wheeling all that compost.
And then a sneak peek of what's coming up soon. We've had something delivered which is very exciting. This is going to be in the flower garden, but kind of a new thing. I don't know if we've shared it, kind of shared it. The polytunnel, the new polytunnel.
Oh,
so we've had that delivered. It's going to be installed in the next few weeks.
I think we mentioned it in a previous one.
I'll obviously keep you up, but that's going to be mainly for our flowers and for the pigs in the rain, so that they're not out in. So we don't have that same sort of problem that we had before.
Yeah, stay down there. Ow, ow, ow! Can you get off me? I don't like cats on me. It's their claws, man. They're all right till they claw you.
Are you clawing or you're... It's not going to happen in weather like this. But we've got the new polytunnel. We've got the... Hey, come on, man. Unfortunately, Bandit was being a menace, and we were having to start over so many times. Lou's not a fan of them clawing us.
They're all right till they claw you. It hurts.
So I've put him outside now. He's ran off to the shed because he didn't want to be in the rain. But back with on the allotments, and let's get straight into it. West Wales, this is the weather that we have to. Excuse the hat, guys, because if my hair gets wet, it takes forever to dry. So a waterproof hat is a must. We're about to harvest our squashes and pumpkins, and before we do that, I wanted to give everybody an update of my root vegetables I was growing. If you remember, or if you're new here, I was trying to grow some unusual root vegetables this year that I hadn't grown before on the small holding. So let's go around one by one. I'll tell you my thoughts about how they're getting on. So the 4 we've got is oca, yacon, skirret and Jerusalem artichoke. So let's go. So this is my ocker patch. I had a few problems. There was a bit of root rot on some of them, but they've got through it fine, absolutely fine. The bit that I pulled off and threw in the compost bin is even growing really well. And yeah, I'm really chuffed with these. Can't wait to see what they've done. And if you've never grown ocker before, we will be offering a very select few. We'll keep some of the smaller ones that we won't eat, and because they're like a bit like seed potatoes, they'll do great for growing next year, and we'll be selling them on the website. So keep your eye out on that if you're interested in the ocker. But I'm really excited about how it's going to go, and I'm looking forward to a new appearance and star of our roast Sunday dinner lunches that we do here. Yak on. Now this one has surprised me. It started off quite poorly. It got frostbite. We put it out perhaps too early, and the plant wasn't particularly happy with the frost. But since then it has boomed. One day I found it split. So the plant had split, and I was really worried. And so what I did is I covered up the split with a mound of soil. And now I think I've got 2 plants because it's absolutely taken over. Now I'm really interested in this. Never tried it before, but it's called the Peruvian ground apple. Is another name for it, or otherwise known as. And supposedly if you like poach it like you poach a pear, it makes a magnificent dessert, and it's a root vegetable. So really interested to see how that tries. I will be sharing and following along, and yeah, really had good positive experiences of it this year. Got 2 out of my last 2 here. I've got this one here in the front, which is Skirret, and I've got this one at the back, which is Jerusalem artichoke. Now, I think the Jerusalem artichoke is done, and I am worried that the Skirret has died. So, the Jerusalem artichoke, we got some fantastic tubers from this, really good size, but we cooked them in a meal we had the other day, and neither me or Lou really liked them. So they've done amazingly well, but we don't particularly like them. There is some more ocker here. This is where I planted ocker last year. Like I said, it just spread so well, ocker. It's I'm a real big fan of it. Skirret is a really interesting one. Skirret used to feed Europe before we went to the New World and brought back all the foods that we currently eat. But Skirret was supposed to be a cross between a carrot and parsnip a taste, a little bit sweeter, and a favourite of King Henry VIII. So I am looking forward to it. I hope that this is normal. I've never grown it before, but it does look dead. But it is a tuber, and often, you know, when plants die, they then put the energy into the tuber. So I'm going to wait till the first frosts before I dig it up, because that's when the starches will convert. And yeah, you fucking beautiful cunt. I'm hoping we get a good result. If you're liking the video, hit the like and maybe subscribe. You fucking prats. Yes.
We were so chuffed with the squashes this year. We've actually got way more than we thought we had, because they they were out a little bit late. Dad got his out a bit late. Mine were really late. I wasn't expecting anything off my ones, but I've got 2. I think they're called Burgess squash, dark green ones. They look really nice, so I was just thrilled to see that. I've got 2 off of my little plants. But then Dad's ones, now we've actually picked them. Yeah, there's loads more of the green ones than I thought. It's funny how when you look at them, isn't it? Like, you think you've got a rough idea, but actually by the time you've rummaged through them all, there's
so many are hiding
behind
the leaves and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But it's yeah, for saying I wasn't overly hopeful with the squashes this year, I'm pleased we've at least got a barrow load, which is nice. But that's again something we need to next year. We know we need to do better on, isn't it?
Yeah. Musings of Jim this week. I'm actually standing up, and so I could get a good shot of the tomatoes, because the Musings of Jim is a bit about our failures this year. And the tomatoes, while they pulled it around, there were in the summer a bit of a failure. They didn't really get going in time at all. But the main failure that we've failed this year is letting crops go over. So we have done exceptionally well on our staples, but even things like carrots, we were leaving them and letting them be, and then all of a sudden they all started going over and we'd left it a bit too late. Now, the reason we were leaving it was because we didn't really have storage. You know, the carrots were fine in the ground and getting them fresh every day, and there's a nice feeling going out to get your fresh carrots for your dinner each day, and I kind of liked it. And so I think that was a contributing factor to it. But I definitely feel this year some of our biggest failures have been storing and processing the gluts of food that we've got. So the first few years it was perhaps the opposite, that we weren't growing enough, and now we've got to a point where we're growing too much. Now we've got a few options. You know, we're thinking a cellar, a root cellar, cold storage. We're not, you know, it's there or thereabouts, but we definitely got to do something. We're going to have to get cold storage for the flowers, so cold storage is probably going to be the way we swing it. And, you know, maybe get one of them containers. We could whack some solar panels on the roof, and it could be a self-contained cold storage unit. I don't know. So if you've got any ideas on how we could store that, we're going to get more into canning. So we're going to buy a unit that we can keep our cans in, and we're going to get more into canning. But there was a lot of waste this year. So I think if I was like to ponder on the reflections and look back on the season, that's been the biggest failure this year, and it's been exacerbated by Lou's father having a heart attack, because it's meant that he's not been able to do as much as he would have. And so we did have, you know, real world stresses. So I'm not being too hard on myself. I am looking at the positives. We've had a fantastic year, and I think that looking and focusing on your failures is worth it if you can take positives out of them and learn from them for next year. When you're amateurs like me and Lou, and you're just kind of trying your best, trying what works. You know, we're 36, we're young, we've got a lot of time to gain the experience, to make the mistakes, and we're very blessed for that. And who'd have thought boom, you cheeky cunt, who'd have thought my terrible car crash would have led to such an amazing experience, life and outlook. I now feel that I have, and I am very grateful to Lou as well, and to all my family and friends and your viewers. I'm just a grateful guy. I feel grateful. When I think about it, I'm grateful for everything. So I'm not saying these failures in a light that I'm saying these are things that we are learning from. And yeah, I thought that was a very... I basically walked past all the carrots as I was coming out to film this. I was going to film about something else, which I'll save for another Musings of Jim. But I saw the carrots and I thought, I'm going to have to talk about the failures, because it has been on my mind, you know, and it's been on all of our minds, because if we'd known the carrots were going to go over, we could have dug them up and fed them to the pigs, for example, so they wouldn't have been wasted. So it is a bit present and I don't know how to describe the feeling, but it's very apparent that we've wasted a lot of abundance this year, and so it's that we kind of want to avoid that. And so yeah, we'll be definitely having to think of a solution for next year's harvest. Yeah, I suppose it's all about learning, isn't it, and trying and not giving up. And yeah, boom, fuck off. That's my thoughts on it. But like, would you agree? Like, what other things would you change? What do you think we've failed on this year?
I think, yeah, the thing that sticks out most to me it is storage, which we do have ideas on how to improve on that. Yep. But I think it's
cold storage coming 2026.
Yeah, we need cold storage, because if you wanna, if you're trying to be complete or as self-sufficient as you can be, you need to store stuff for as long as possible.
Yeah.
And the staples like potatoes, onions, carrots, you need to try and make them as long as you possibly can. So we do need the cold storage.
We're also going to need the cold storage for our flowers. So, you know, flowers need to be kept at cold when you're preparing them for, especially for like postal deliveries. And we also need somewhere to make our bacons, hams, salamis, because we did run out of room this year. So I think cold storage is...
It will help in a lot of areas, won't it, the cold storage? It will make us things a lot easier in numerous cat hair. But yeah, I feel like for me, I'm a typical one. I need to have a better method in regards to, like, we'll put a load of tomatoes and peppers in the fridge.
Yeah.
And I had a plan this year that I would roast them and then freeze them so I can just get them out for soups and stuff. And then when I go to do it, they've started to grow mould. They've just been left too long and they get thrown away.
Yeah, and I'll say that it was about, like, you know, I mentioned about the carrots.
Yeah.
So, I agree with that.
It's hard because you put so much effort into growing it and then you have that, it's like anything, because you've got such a glut of it, you love the initial bit and then you start to get a little bit like,
then it comes a chore. Yeah.
There's more, every day there's like more tomatoes need picking, and it's like the strawberries were the same, weren't they?
Soft berries, everything, even the peaches.
You get that initial.
First day was amazing, and the second day was, you've got to go get them before the
it's kind of having that method, or I think I need to have something like an actual, like we need like a whiteboard with a list so we can, with jobs or something, because when they're in the fridge and the door's shut, they get so easily forgotten that it's, we need to, but we have ideas for getting better at that. So it's always another thing to learn.
And we're learning, and that's what I think the joy of this channel is. You guys get to come along and see our journey, see our learns, wins, fails. So if you have liked the video, hit a like, hit the subscribe, the hype, the follow, the ticks, the comments,
all of the above.
all of the jazz, and we'll see you in the next one.